Welcome back. Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources Karim Badawi announced that Egypt's petroleum sector has achieved 18 oil and gas discoveries since July, with 13 already integrated into the national production map. These new wells collectively produce around 14,000 barrels per day of crude oil, in addition to 44 million cubic feet per day of natural gas. In a statement, Badawi said the discoveries reflect the ministry's ongoing efforts to boost domestic oil and gas production and reduce the burden of energy imports in the national economy by intensifying exploration and drilling activities. He highlighted that the onshore Nile Delta recorded its first gas discoveries in 2 years. Badawi noted that the recent Western Desert discoveries have yielded production from unexplored geological formations, encouraging firms to pursue deeper drilling horizons. Welcome back, dear viewers, and also to shed more light on this issue, I'm honored to be joined over the phone by Dr. Amr Hamid, Professor of Economics. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us on Nile TV International. And at the beginning, how will this new oil and gas discoveries contribute to Egypt's GDP growth in the coming years?
The new oil and gas discoveries will have a modest but, let's say, positive impact on the GDP of Egypt, adding several thousand barrels of oil equivalent per day, and at the same time supporting local industry and slightly raising growth by around from 0.1 to 0.2% if sustainable.
Well, can these discoveries help reduce Egypt's budget deficit by cutting down on energy imports?
Yes, of course, that's a good question. The answer is yes. By cutting expensive LNG and fuel imports, Egypt can no doubt save hundreds of millions of dollars annually, easing the fiscal deficit and lowering subsidy pressure.
Well, sir, what is the expected financial return from such discoveries?
Another good question. The 18 new wells could yield roughly from $60 to $100 million per year in direct treasury revenues under current prices and fiscal terms.
Well, and could these discoveries strengthen Egypt's foreign currency reserves?
Yeah, before we go into the foreign currency, let me also add that as far as the import savings is concerned, this is going to replace imported fuel and LNG that could save about 300 million annually from this batch of discoveries alone, with potential for multi-billion-dollar savings as production scales up. When it will now to comment on foreign currency reserves, there is no doubt that higher domestic output reduces dollar outflows for imports, and it also may generate extra export revenues, of course, which will help in stabilizing and strengthening the country's reserves, I mean Egypt reserves.
And how do these discoveries enhance Egypt's energy security?
As far as the energy security is concerned, we can say that more local production reduces dependence on imports, of course, and it also diversifies the supply sources and protects Egypt from global energy shocks.
These finds position Egypt in the regional. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received in the Ittihadiyya Presidential Palace Field Marshal Asim Munir, the Army Chief of Staff of Pakistan, with the attendance of Lieutenant